Hi everyone, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Cate Clifford and I'm really excited to talk to you about children and essential oils. And the reason I love this topic is because this is the thing that got me into using oils. We ate pretty healthy, but it really wasn't until I had my daughter that I started thinking about all of the products that I was using on her and in her little body. So this is hands down one of the most empowering parts of motherhood to me, that I know how to safely and effectively take care of my little ones in my home. So first and foremost, I want to make sure that I touch on safety. So as we know, these oils are really potent. So if a typical dose is 1 to 3 drops, you can gather that it's not necessary to use a lot for a littler body. So a couple rules of thumb to follow with children. Children under 7 should not ingest the oils, and then oils should be diluted, especially when trying them for the first time or a new oil for the first time. So no one has ever accused me of being exact with numbers, but when I dilute oils, I just make roller bottles for convenience, and that's usually what I do. Is I fill it 1/4 of the way full or 1/3 of the way full with the oil, and then I fill the rest with a carrier oil. And a carrier oil is any pure oil that you have on hand. You can use olive oil, grapeseed oil, coconut oil, but I prefer the fractionated coconut oil, which is just coconut oil that stays liquid at room temperature. And it's super convenient because you can get that through doTERRA, but I really like it because it's scentless and I really like the consistency. But I know that some of you do like exact numbers, so here's a little cheat sheet for you. I think if that makes you more confident in using oils, especially on your little ones, I'm definitely an advocate for that. Do what makes you feel confident using oils with your little ones. So here's a little chart I found for a guide. But you can also, I'm so excited about this, doTERRA has geniusly made these pre-made, pre-diluted roller bottles, and they're called the Touch Kit or Touch Oils. So it will say Lavender Touch instead of just the lavender that comes in one of the other enrollment kits. But they're a proprietary blend. They're expertly diluted. doTERRA has spent lots of resources on figuring out the right ratio of oil to carrier oil. They use the fractionated coconut oil in those. So we don't actually know what they are, and that means that what's in a bottle of peppermint touch and frankincense touch will be different because it depends on the oil. They've really mastered these. And so for me, you can make your own. We all got along fine before they came out with these. But if I can buy it, then I will. Convenience is my friend. So I'll go ahead and touch on each of the oils in this kit, and I'll give you a quick tip on how to use each of them. So for me, I really love peppermint oil, and I just as much love it for my little one. We use it for occasional nausea, especially on road trips. That's something that plagues everyone in our car. So I kind of just rub this over the belly. Sometimes I'll rub it on my daughter's shirt, or to cool down her body. So if your little one's feeling yucky, or if you're going out on a hot summer day, you can just roll it on the back of their neck. Again, make sure that it is diluted if you're not using one of these, but these ones are already diluted. So that's great for that. You can also use, or the next oil I should say, is that I want to talk about is lavender, and this is great for owies. I kind of think of it as my owie and calming blend. So it's great for any kind of skin soothing. It's amazing for bedtimes. Just roll it on the bottom of the feet or pillow, or with your own lavender that you can drip in, you can put it in a diffuser. I found recently that that's the way that's working best right now for my little ones, is diffusing the oil. Next up is frankincense, one of my absolute favorites. So as we know, frankincense is good for so many things, but with my littles, what I usually do is use it as a magnifier. So that means that frankincense actually makes other oils more powerful. So I'll kind of layer it on before I do, some other oil, and that will kind of make that other oil more powerful. And so I think that that's really cool. So I swipe it on first if I need extra support with anything. An example of that, and one of my favorite ways to use it with my little ones, is for any teething discomfort. We had one recently cut 6 teeth at one time, so I was super glad that we had this. So what I did is I just layered on frankincense on his jawline, and then I put lavender on over it, and I am so glad, you guys, so glad that we have these in our toolbox. Next is Melaleuca, or tea tree oil, and this one is perfect for any kind of ear discomfort. Whether you see them tugging on their ears and they're not feeling that great, Or if it's after swimming, it's a really great oil to use. You can use it with lavender too, just behind the ear on the ear bone, and it's already diluted for you. So this is great. It's also great for anything skin related. So I pair this a lot with the lavender for any minor irritations. Another oil that I do not use very often, but I'm so glad that I do have it because it's so powerful, is oregano. So I always kind of add this into the rotation of our oils when one of my kiddos has something they just can't kick. So I'll rub it on the bottom of their feet, sometimes down their spine, but it's great to add an extra punch to kind of, fight off any of those seasonal threats. And speaking of seasonal threats, On Guard. So I do not know how I would live without this blend, especially during those fall and winter months, going back to school. And we apply this every day, September through January, especially on school days. And when I go to pick my daughter up, sometimes I'll notice that there's another little guy with lots of yuck coming out of his nose. And I'm like, there's not going to be any of that, in my home. So I will make sure to apply this an extra time or two. And then there's Digest Zen, which is great. I call it the Happy Tummy Blend, and this is amazing. So great for babies that can use some digestive support, and just put it in a circle around the belly button. You can also use it to keep things moving for your little one. I love, love, love this oil. And then almost to the end here, Breathe. So this one I love to use as a chest rub, especially if there's any stuffiness and you need some respiratory support for your little one. This is great before bed. And then last but not least in that touch kit is Deep Blue. And I love this for any growing discomfort. So you can apply it to, the specified area, and it's great, super convenient in the roller bottle to have that for them. So I really hope that you feel more empowered to use these with your little ones. They've been a game changer for us. I've definitely noticed that my daughter, who's now 3, has become more in tune with her body, and so I know that it's been a lot of help for me, and I hope that that helps you too.